all about songs that make you turn it up and sing along. Even if you shouldn't.
Great music, great company. 98.4 FM Midlands. Turn it up. The Life of Midlands. 98.4 FM. Turn it up.
On tonight's Current Affairs show, we talk about women's participation in the electoral processes, the importance of their participation, and different ways in which women can take part in political processes. This is the Gender Forum on 98.5 FM, and I am your host, Sugolu Hlendlovo, and this show is proudly brought to you by Gender and Media Connect. On tonight's discussion, I'm joined by Ms. Nozi Porutsate, the Midlands chairperson for Women's Coalition of Zimbabwe, that's WICOS, and Mr. Cliff Chikukutu, the chairperson of Women of Africa Trust. Ms. Rutsate and Mr. Chikukutu, it's good to have you in studio, and it's always a pleasure to talk to you. Welcome to 98.5 FM.
Thank you, Sugu. Thank you for having us here. Sabona Mulaleli.
All right. Thank you, Sugu. Thank you for having us, and good evening to all the listeners out there.
Thank you so much, Chikukutu. Thank you so much, Ms. Rutsate, for coming through. Right. Remember, Ekaya, you can be part of this discussion. You can be part of this conversation. Never be left behind. Send through your contributions to our WhatsApp number, 0713060506. Send through your contributions, be it questions, be it something that you feel needs to be looked at. Our WhatsApp platform is 0713060506, 0713060506. The topic today, Ms. Rutsate and Mr. Chikukutu, we talk about participation of women in political processes. What are the benefits of women's participation in electoral processes?
All right. Thank you, Sugu. So, first and foremost, I would like to say that electoral participation can take multiple forms that contribute to the realization of civil and political rights. So one of the benefits of participating in electoral process is to exercise your democratic right as a voter, as an observer, as a candidate. You can there are various ways in which you can participate during elections. So the benefit that is there is that you will have a chance of electing your own leader. And as well, you will also have an opportunity as well, if you are an observer or maybe working in electoral management bodies, you also have an opportunity even to further your career, also have an opportunity to also be part and parcel of the whole electoral process, having a deep and clear understanding of what is required as a citizen of Zimbabwe.
Thank you so much, Ms. Rutsate. Mr. Chikukutu, what is the level of women's participation in electoral processes in Zimbabwe?
All right. Thank you so much, Suku. All right. So the level of women participation in the electoral processes in the context of Zimbabwe currently is very, very low. This is evidenced by the recent held by-elections that were held in March. You can just see from there that little women participated in the process. We don't know the reasons, but I think it could be because of barriers which are surrounding, like where the elections were being held, which were quite distant, and probably most people couldn't have money to travel from point A to point B. So that itself is a challenge or is a barrier to women for women to participate in electoral processes in their numbers. And also I feel like this could be caused by the violence that erupts usually during or towards elections, where a lot of women are faced with a lot of harassment, a lot of intimidation, a lot of degrading kind of behaviors from men specifically. So that itself inhibits women to participate in electoral processes. And also the level, the only few women do have support in terms of monetary to participate in electoral processes or to run for the electoral office or positions. So that itself is another challenge that also causes women to
Okay, thank you so much. Remember mlaleli lapho sekha namhlanje sikhuluma ngabesifazane abaphatheka kwezepolitiki ukuthi ngokucabanga kwakho ucabanga ukuthi inani labesifazane abakhona kwezepolitiki lingabe lilungile na, lingabe li right, kumbe kumele ukuthi abesifazane bezama ukuthi bathuthukise inamba yabo abaphatheka ngayo kwezepolitiki. Thumela owakho umbiko usitshele ukuthi wena ucabanga njani abesifazane abakhona kwezepolitiki eba right na inamba yabo, kumbena ucabanga ukuthi kumele sizama ukuthi si-increase inamba yabo. Thumela umbono wakho lomqondo wakho, loba ke nxa ulombuzo thumela ku WhatsApp number yethu u0713060506 0713060506. lapho khona kumbena usemaboleni, lapho khona kumbe usosomabhula eshurugwe gochirumanzu lendaweni ezijiyetshiyeneyo echachacha emberengwa, lapho khona sicela ukuthi usithumele ke umbiko usitshele ukuthi esigabeni sakho kumenjani, abesifazane bayaphatheka na kwezepolitiki lapho hlala khona. Nxa bengaphatheki sitshele futhi ukuthi ufisa ukuthi kwenziweni ukuze inani labo lithuthuke elabantu abaphatheka kwezepolitiki. Right, Ms. Rutsate, what are the different ways in which women can participate in politics?
There are various ways in which women can participate in electoral processes, right? First and foremost, women can be voters. Women have the right to stand for elections. They can be candidates. They can also be part of electoral management bodies. They can also be journalists covering the issues to do with elections. We also see women there.
Yes, that's
we
very
always
true.
forget the media. Usually, the media is ever present in each and every process that happens in our country.
Yes.
So they are also there. They work there. We also have domestic observers. We also have election mediators. We also have voter education agents. And women can also participate in their different capacities from the civil society organizations that they come from. So the women have various ways in which they can participate in electoral processes, because what we always say, teach a woman, you teach a nation.
Yes,
so
that's very true.
it is better that if women, a lot of women are taken into vachipinda uma processes aya neshoko rinofamba vanhu vanonyatsonzwisisa zvakanaka-naka zvekuvhota nezvema-election.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Chikukut, we have talked about maybe the benefits of women participating in politics. We have also mentioned maybe the level of women's participation in elections, which we say in Zimbabwe is very, very low. And we also talked about different issues relating to their participation. But then what's the importance of women participating in elections? Why is it important? Why are we even talking about it? Why should they vote? Why should they contest?
All right, thank you so much, Suku. So, sezvambotaurwa my fellow colleague here, kuti ma-benefits evakadzi kuti participate in electoral processes, sezvambotaurwa my fellow colleague here, kuti they will get a chance to vote for the leader who represent them and their ideas in parliament, and also my leaders who support my citizens' interest. So it is really important for women to participate in electoral processes, because women's representation is necessary to ensure that democracy functions as effectively as possible. And also it is important because their voices are also heard and their issues fairly recognized. As it also it's a tool to empower vakadzi through social empowerment. So you realize kuti when you educate a women, you educate a nation. Ukakurudzira vakadzi kana kuti ukadzidzisa vakadzi vanosangana panzvimbo dzakawanda pavanoungana vachitaurirana. So by kuungana pavanosangana panzvimbo dzakawanda, once ta-educator one achaenda pane vamwe achinovadzidzisa kuti guys, let's go in numbers and participate in electoral processes. So it is really important kuti vakadzi vave involved in my electoral processes, because one, my voices avo anonzwikwa. Two, their interest dzinovawo dzine simba or dzinowanawo munhu anonodzimiririra. And also vasazove vanhu vanopuhwa like here, the bhakosi inoshandiswa yekuti ngatingovapaiwo kuti vangouyawo vagare muparliament. At the end of the day zvichemo kana kuti zvichemo zvevamwe vakadzi vari kunze zvisinganzwiki, kana kuti mavoices avo kana kuti maideas ava vanopawo asina munhu anomatora achimaendesa mberi. And also you see kuti there is also nyaya ichiri kungonetsa ye-50-50 representation. I think it is really important for women to come in numbers and rally behind vamwe vakadzi vanenge vachicontesta, so that pave that gender parity, pave gender equality muparliament, even municipal positions. You find kuti here in Gweru we only have one female councillor out of so many men. So that itself inototaridza kuti vakadzi they are underrepresented. So zvichemo zvavo nemanneeds avo hazvikwanisi kuchinja, because it's a male dominated municipal board. Saka when they vote in numbers, when more women contest and get pama positions up, it means that there will be change towards a lot of their macries avo, a lot of challenges avanofesa. Even nyaya dzavanotaura dzekuti we are facing nyaya dzemvura, tiri kusangana nenyaya yematambudziko ekuti mabhini haasi kusengwa, kana tiri kusanganawo nemachallenges ekurobhwa mumastreets. When we have equal representation mumabodies or parliament, zvinosvikawo zvine impact, zvinosvikawo zvine matsimba zvokuti a lot of change inobva yatorwa, inobva yaitika ipapo. Yeah, thanks.
All right. Thank you so much for that answer there, Mr. Chikukutu. Right, Mlaleri, wherever you are, remember also mnogona kutumira mivunzo yenyu nema opinions yenyu pa number zedu zepa WhatsApp zinoti 0713060506 0713060506. Nasi pa Gender Forum tiri kukurukura nenyaya women's participation in political processes. Saka tiri kuti isusu, do you perhaps think kuti vakadzi vashoma here vakadzi variko mu politics in Zimbabwe kana kuti vakawanda? Iwewe tell us your view sekuona kwako kuti do you really think kuti tinofanira kuwedzera namba yevakadzi variku maybe vane zvigaro maybe in political areas kana kuti in the political sector maybe in my local authorities? What's your take on that? Don't forget to send through your contributions on 0713 060506 0713060506. And also do remember this program was made possible by the Gender and Media Connect. Right, Miss Rutsate, right, we've been talking about this issue of women's participation for a very long time right now, Auntie. But also I wanted to find out, we have been really preaching this gospel since maybe before elections in 2018, also before the by-elections like March 26 by-elections. We have been trying to encourage women to take part in politics. But then we find out still the number remains relatively low. So I want to find out maybe from you as the chairperson of WICOS, not only as the chairperson but also as a woman, what do your fellow women say concerning this issue? What are the challenges that they are facing that makes them to continue maybe being not being active when it comes to the issue of politics?
Thank you for that question, Sue. I never thought you'd ask me that kind of a question, because it then goes to the heart of some of the issues that I wanted to talk about. I was hoping to just throw it into the discussion, despite you asked that question or not. So we have a very big issue when we are talking about meaningful participation of women in electoral processes. The major issue is about solidarity. If there is no solidarity in the struggle that we are in, we are not going anywhere. Some of the issues emanate from ownership. Ownership is hindering the progress of the women's movement itself. Why? It's because our male counterparts still own us as women and still own the children. If you really understand where I'm going, this is an impediment to women's rights because we are still owned by our male counterparts. If I want to do something, I have to go kuna baba chikukutu ndokumbira iwo mundi support mundi pemvumo. Yes, that's our culture. That's our society. But the problem now is, if the male counterparts own the women, the challenge is so huge to the extent that women no longer trust their capabilities, no longer they have confidence in themselves, and they do believe that maybe in some other worlds we could be leaders, not now. That's the unfortunate event of it. They no longer trust themselves as leaders. That's why you see most women even voting for the men to get into power, just because they do not trust themselves as leaders and do not trust another woman as a leader. Yes. We always have this issue being talked about of pull-down syndrome. I do not like it, the pull-down syndrome. There is nothing called a pull-down syndrome. But the actual fact is a fear. Fear, if we put that woman, will she remember us? And is she going to do the job right? Just like a man does. So this is the reason why there are so many gaps that we have, and we have to bridge that gap, because it is emanating into a lot of problems, and we will keep on talking about these problems, but we will not get anywhere. We will still stand on the part. Women still need space. They want to infiltrate this space. There is no room. The males are dominating. They are closing up the space. But in actual fact, there is no solidarity. Solidarity is not about talk. It is about action. The men, when they come in and say, we are going to support you, they should support 100%. They should make sure in the political parties there is a zebra system. They should make sure whenever there is a female candidate, they support in the campaign, not to go behind the back and say, no, I'm the one who's pushing this campaign, I'm supporting this campaign. The woman will just be the face of the campaign and not the campaigner herself.
Yes.
You are now voting for the male who is pushing your campaign and not her. So the men should be earnest in their solidarity. When we are working together, that's where we will achieve full equality in these spaces.
Okay, I also wanted to find out what then, as a woman, do you suggest should be the measures that need to be put in place to try and maybe make women come out from the patriarchal society thinking that they were raised under? Because you clearly mentioned the issue that most women are still living under the shadow of males in the society. We believe that men are supposed to be leaders and we are supposed to be maybe docile when it comes to them. But now I'm asking, because it's something that keeps on going. It's something that maybe we learned from our parents, and our parents in turn learned that from their own parents or grandparents. It's something that keeps on going, like the dynamic of it keeps going. What then can we try and do to make sure that women in the 21st century, they try and realize and wake up from this cocoon of saying a man should be a leader and I should be a follower?
Thank you. There are what I term glass walls, what I term is cement ceilings, what I term sticky floors. all these just try to explain that when you are trying to reach a particular level, a level of emancipation, or a level of attaining a certain leadership position, there is a ceiling that will draw you back. There is a wall in front of you that will pull you back. And we are always talking about breaking the glass ceiling. Women of this day and age, it's very unfortunate that when a woman says, I want to participate in politics, I want to be a leader, etc., etc., they find themselves alone most of the time. Zunonzi, she's radical. She's not wife material. She is not worthy to be called Maive Musha, because now she's going against all cultural norms.
And now she wants to be a leader and go
now
out
she
there.
wants to be a leader. Leading, I am the leader of the household as a man. Now she's telling herself she's a leader. No, Vanababa. When we are talking of leadership, we are talking in the different spaces that we are in. In the home setup, yes, you are the leader. But in the other setup, support the leader that is being groomed. And it's very unfortunate that the parents of today, they are still breeding the same issue again and again. Give these children enough ammunition so that when they go out there, the males and the females, they are both at par.
All right, thank you so much, Ms. Rutate, for that wonderful clarification there. I also wanted to find out, yes, we do have female politicians right now in the country, but are they treated the same way as their male counterparts? Maybe referring to in the society, are they also accorded the same respect that is given to the other counterpart? For example, Kananderi councillor, and I'm a female, and then there's Chikukutu, who is also a councillor, and or maybe Trima MPs Tese. In the society, are we also treated the same? Guti, this is Honorable Sugu, this is Honorable Cliff Kanaguti, Honorable Cliff Anengari Pamsoro than Honorable Sugu. And also maybe pa Ishima benefits, do they also enjoy the same benefits Kanaguti, pane favoritism Kanaguti, pane bias here and there, Nenya maybe Yema remuneration, Panya salary up, how are they treated?
All right, thank you so much, Sukolukle. Question yako yakati omei because sezvambotaura my fellow colleague in here kuti vakadzi vamazuvano, they want to break the glass ceiling, but you find kuti vasvika padhuze noti anobreaka glass rariya anowana chinhu chinomudrowa back. Saka you find kuti izvozvo pachazvo zvinokonzeresa kuti vakadzi vasaenjoy kana kuti vasa mabenefits avo asave anofambirana kana kuti anoinzana nevarume, because naturally zvinongonzi munhurume ndiye anofanirwa kuwana mari yakawanda kupfuurira mukadzi. Mukadzi akangowana mari yakawanda mumba adove dambudziko. Saka izvozvo we need to change our mindset towards that. So you find kuti even in a country the 50-50 is still a dream when it comes to electoral processes. Nyaya ngachitaura yegender equality, tofanirwa kuve 50-50 muparliament, mofanirwa kuve balanced. It's still a dream because kuti tisvike ipapo varume, because of the male dominance irimo, they don't want to give vakadzi mukana, maybe because we are afraid kuti vakadzi they can do it. Ameno saka ndemwe nyaya iyo inoda kuongororwa, inoda kuti tigadzirise even nyaya the quota system. We need to do away with the quota system. Why is it there in the first place, quota system? Because inoita kuti inolimita vakadzi kuti vave neuwandu hwavo, because mukutongonzi a quota, you should be a quota. Saka kuti musvike pahafu papa hatisviki nenyaya yekutoti kwagara kuchitonzi tinofanirwa kuve quota. Nenyaya yandambotaura yebhakosi yekuti munenge makagariswa kumateresi hamukwanisi kupinda mumongo munenge zvichiitika
nekuti makapuwa zvika
exactly makangoita zvokupuwa ungonzi ngatingotoraiwo ningi naningi vangopindawo tinziwo vakadzi pane zvatiri kuvaitira that itself havakwanisi kuvhoisa, havakwanisi kuti vataurewo zvinhu zvavakana kuitawo nharo pamberi pevarume havazvikwanisi, because vanenge vachitya kuti ndikataurisa ndinobvisiwa pachigaro chandakaisiwa. And also, women's participation and leadership roles in parliament and ministries is still very low. You find that even tikaenda kuma companies chaiko tichidzika kusvika pakupedzisira representation yevakadzi is very low. Kuti uwane mukadzi she's the CEO or she's the head of this department or director of this department and stuff, we are still very low. Saka you find with my benefits, while they don't enjoy them in as much as men are enjoying them. Even when it comes in the society, respect inopuwa inini as a semurume councillor, as a male councillor, kumukadzi nevamwe ma residents yakatosiyana, because vamwe vanenge vachitokulabela kuti maybe mukadzi ihure haana zvaanotiitira. They believe in men, zvinokonzera kuti vasave ne belief muvakadzi, and we are always left behind as women.
All right, Maita Basa. Right, I also wanted to find out what this day and age, there is also now social media platforms, your internet, and maybe people use it for different reasons. There is Facebook, there is Twitter, there is Instagram, and the likes. Most people have been using maybe that kind of social media to enhance their image, right? Maybe to campaign for not only in politics, but some people are even using it maybe to enhance their image, to enhance their brands, to support different types of brands. I wanted to find out what in this digital era have these platforms enhanced women's participation in political platforms. Do you perhaps think what women are taking advantage of these platforms to try and enhance their images, to try and put themselves out there, maybe and portray like their political interest, and also maybe try and look for support, drum up support for themselves?
Okay, digital platforms are well known to be a place of marketing yourself, and a place of also unraveling some secrets, a place of exposing each other without any limitations. They are rough spaces, our digital platforms. And I want to say that there are advantages to it, and there are disadvantages to it as well. Ma digital platforms nekuuya kwawo.
Yes.
Anobetsera kuti iwe as kana uri mudzimai ari candidate ari kuda kuvhoterwa, unotoudza vanhu campaign yako, ugovaudza kuti ndakamirira chinyi, chakakoshera kundivhotera chinyi, and so forth, nokuti vanhu vazhinji vavepowo pama-social media. Asi zvazvakashatira manje, kana muine maskeletons mucloset, kana kuti kune vanhu vakakuvenga, pane vamwe vanozvihide identity, and they are there just to crush someone online. Kungoti awirei online, they will crush you, they will unravel mamwe nyangwe zvawaiita nyangwe uri kuprimary chaiko vanogona kuzvitsvaga, so that they can just diminish you, so that they can just tarnish your image and leave you without anything. Pane vamwe vatakaona influential people vakangoudzwa kunzi imimi mukuru takazokuona imama spaces asingaiti, and they went silent. Some even closed their accounts on social media.
So basically you're saying as much as they really want to maybe take advantage and harness this social media a concept that came up in the 21st century, they are facing a lot of maybe cyberbullying and things like that. Okay, thank you so much for that clarification. Mlaleli sikuhlelo the Gender Forum right here on 98.5 FM, and uhlelo lolo oluphathelwe inhlanganiso ye Gender and Media Connect na inhlanganiso ezimisele ngokubona ukuthi abesifazane bathola amathuba alinganayo lawa besilisa kunhlelo kumbe ngithi kungatsha ezichiyeneyo ezelizwe, be it ku agriculture, be it ku media, be it kwezokhetho, ku politics esikhuluma ngayo, loba nje ngaphi kwezamabhizimusi. That's Gender and Media Connect. So Mr. Chikutu, I also wanted to find out what there is a perception out there in societies that women do not make good political leaders as compared to men. Kuti aiwazve vakadzi tozongova yedu pachikaro but vanenge vasingagone. There is a perception yekuti vakadzi cannot really be good leaders, not only in societies but even in companies. That's the reason why you find kuti maybe kazhinji kacho ma directors, ma CEOs, kana kuti ma finance managers, half the time those positions are held by males. What's your take on that connotation?
All right, thank you so much. So question again ndichangoitsanangura nechishona because inoti dzike zvakanyanya. So you find kuti isusu we are living in a nation really deeply rooted in patriarchal practices. Saka those patriarchal practices zvinhu zvatakakura tichingoudziwa kuti murume sezvambotaura kuti murume ndiye anotonga, murume ndiye mutungamiriri, murume ndiye anofanirwa kuoneka mberi kupfuurira vakadzi. So this perception kwandiri nini haishandi in this day and age. Honestly, zvaive zvakare zvokuti vakadzi vaidzvanyirirwa nevarume vachinzi imi basa renyu nderekumba, basa renyu nderekugadheni, rekuwacha, rekusara nevana muchiimbira vana malullabies nene, ndo zvakanga zviriko nguva iyoyo. But because we are living in an era where people are getting educated, where people are so eager to break the glass ceiling, where people are so eager to become whomever they want to be, where people, you find kuti vamwe vakadzi chaivo they want to be independent, they don't want to be married, because anonge achiona kuti murume anozomuvharirira kuti anatsoexploda, anatsoona kuti kusvika palevel yaanoda as an individual. So inini this perception kwandiri haishandi. Women can do it, women are powerful, women are strong. Given the opportunity, women, they can show you that they are capable enough of running those offices. They can take those initiatives and they can excel and they can shine. Varume tinongotya competition, tinotya makwikwi ekukwikwidzira, because honestly women are very intelligent. Even muklasi chaimo kune vamwe vasikana vaitaitoziva kuti kuna ningi wekuti aitoti unenge uchitoti kati patonyora maexam anoti akatotibhita. So varume, we are afraid of that, kukwikwidzwa, kukurirwa.
All right, that's not you're saying kune wherever you basically you believe women can do anything, but how about that person who believes that no, they don't really make good leaders? Because there are people out there who still believe that, who still believe that men have all the superpower, they have all the power in the world, and vakati there is little that they can do, especially when it comes to power. What can we do? Semurume, how best can you approach and try to change perception of your friends, of your whoever, but varume?
All right. I think what's really important is to engage men on different platforms, be it on social media or be it on physical meetings. You know, just sitting, having a dialogue now over varume, show them the positive energy or the positive direction. No, with women, with us, everything is possible. Kana mukadzi aripo, give a chance, mukurudzirei, tione kuti anotadza here. If atadza, toziva kuti akundikana because of ABC, not because of tinogara tamuvharira taisa mabarriers mberi kuti vakadzi havakwanisi kudai. Let's give them the opportunity, let's open the doors for them, tione their untapped potential kuti aibude here zveshuwa. So I think it is really important to always have my dialogues, to always have my link and learn opportunities where men can engage with women, can sit vakadzi varuku varume varuku vachitaurirana, vachionana, vachinzwisisana, and also izvozvo zvinoita kuti tibreake mabarriers akativharira mberi, zvinoita kuti tibvise umwe umono watinawo kuvakadzi kuti aiwa vakadzi havakwanisi kuzviita izvi. Because nowadays you can see kunotone vamwe vakadzi vari kudhraivha makatapila, kunotone vamwe vakadzi vari kudhraivha gonyeti, kunotone vamwe vakadzi vanotopinda underground mining mumugodhi vachitoita basa iroro. Kana mukadzi achikwanisa kupinda pasi panotyisa kunochera, chii chingamutadzisa kuti apuwe office airane? If she's not capable, why can we just capacitate her? We try by all means to ensure kuti awana ruzivo rwaanoda kuti arane a certain office, not because we want to limit it because mukadzi kana kuti because akanopfeka dress, but we just need to give her an opportunity to rise and shine.
And thank you so much. Maybe let's just take this time to look at a few messages coming through from our listeners. And I think there is a need to update the constitution on the issue of maybe quota system. What's your take on this, guys? There's a need to update the constitution on the issue of the quota system. Remember, it says the quota system states that 30% and or maybe in the local government, be it more council, and also maybe in parliament should be women. What's your take on that? Is there a need to update the constitution on the part of quota system?
All right. Thank you so much, Sukulkle. I think it is important, says Rataurwa Nemtereri, kuti we need to update our quota system. Kuti says Rataurwa in parliament is 30%, municipal what. But I also feel like it is important kuti my municipal laws should align with conventions, such as the African Charter on Democracy and Government. And the Electoral Act should align with the new constitution. Constitution yedu itsva ma-provisions aripo ngave anoaligna nema-constitutions edu so that quota system iyoyo ikwanise kuve updated, because we are saying we want a 50-50 representation. It can only happen if the quota system is updated and aligned to the current or to the new constitution that we are having as a nation. Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Another listener coming through. I basically think what it's high time maybe ma organizations that deal with women go out there mukati in mumamisha and try and encourage women to participate in politics, because most of these women who tend to be maybe reluctant when it comes to politics, vanenge maybe vachigara kumamisha, and they don't really have much knowledge when it comes to the issue of electoral processes. Umefuta ari kutaura hanzi inini I believe kuti sometimes yes, women, we really want them to lead, but problem yabo ndiye kuti women tend to be emotional instead of being factual. What's your take on that? The issue of organizations going out there to try and encourage reaching out to women, and also the issue with yes, women want them to lead, but half the time they tend to use emotions. They never.
Wow, thank you so much, Laleli. You know what? I want to talk about the second one, but because of protocol, I will respond to the first one. Women in the rural communities, some people don't know, but there is a lot of active participation in the rural communities. We actually have one member one of our members of Women's Coalition, Vatori Sabuku, Vekwachiundura, Varivo Gamunukadzi. You can imagine kuti anenge ari panzvimbo yakaita sei ari ega munhukadzi apari Sabuku. It's zvinhu zviri unheard of, because kuma rural communities edu they still vakabhesa on ma-cultural norms mamwe ekuti mukadzi haangazosviki palevel iri, anenge ava radical, anenge asisachateereri kana kunzwisisa, but they are accepting it now. Ukaona kwava nesabhuku wechidzimai motoziva kuti we are going somewhere.
Yes.
They want to participate in politics. Vanotoshayiwa kuti ko vanhu vacho vanokwanisa kuti vati support makampeni varipi.
Or maybe
we
because
don't have the funds,
maybe just because for the purposes of time, I'll kindly ask you to also respond maybe to the other question.
All right. The other question, it was on.
No, it's not really a question, just a suggestion. Women can really participate in politics, but their problem is sometimes they use emotions.
All right. And about the emotional part, it is very unfortunate. I wanted to say this to jump in as Cliff was talking. Why are we marking women? Kuti garai up, wakonewa, wagona. Iwewe zvawaita izvo handizvo, uyu zvaari kuita izvo ndizvo, and we're not doing the same to males. Why are we talking of emotions of a woman and not emotions of a man? Why are we putting us on a scale, men versus women? That's where we start to lose it in terms of equality. If we're talking of gender equality, we're not talking of a woman's equality. We are talking of both men and female. People really think gender is about women. It's not, it's about males. But in Dopa Trukutanga Kurasika, let's stop looking at women with a red pen. Kuti ataurisa akonewa uyada. We should stop that.
All right, thank you so much for that response there, Ms. Rutsate. Also, some women have cited violence as a reason for their non-participation in electoral processes. What can be done to increase their confidence, to make them feel safe with Aiwa, as much as there is violence, and and take part maybe in these processes? Because Panama measures that are being put in place to make sure we are safe and secure.
All right, thank you so much, Suko. Sezvataurwa na Nozibo, hanzi stop it. So you find kuti yes, violence iriko ende yakanyanya, especially kuvakadzi vanoda kupinda mune zvepolitics. Saka I think it is really important for my political parties kuva nema gender sensitive policies, kuva nema code of conducts anoprotecta vakadzi whenever they are kind of harassed, or whenever when they feel intimidated, or whenever when they cite any kind of violence. And I also feel it is important for our Minister of Justice to also rally and support vakadzi varoda kupinda mupolitics, vakadzi vane chido chekudawo kuvawo ma-councillors, chekudawo kuvawo ma-MPs, chekuda kucontesta for the president's office. ZEC also should ensure safe environment for vakadzi to enhance, to fully participate from my electoral processes from the grassroots level up to the national level. And I also feel like ZRP, zvinobata munhu wese, Zimbabwe human rights lawyers, ZRP should be there to protect vakadzi, should take action kuti mukadzi once angoviolatwa, mukadzi angoharasiwa, munhu ngaasungwe, whether ane mari or not, munhu ngaabatirirwe nemhosva yake.
Aiwa, thank you so much. Unfortunately, we are running out of time and still have maybe just one more question left, and then before we close our show. So different organizations have been calling for electoral reforms. What kind of reforms can be instituted to enhance women's participation? And also, Mimi, as representatives from women's organization, what changes would you like to see?
Would like political parties to develop and implement gender-sensitive legal and policy frameworks that foster women's inclusion and representation within party structures and as well as decision-making platforms. At candidate recruitment stage, we also are urging that political parties promote fair representation and also include women in winnable positions. Kwete kuti aregaiti mise paanorobwa noumwe aiwa vaisei pari strategic in winnable positions to improve women's participation as well. And also there's the issue of support in terms of funding and campaigning. When women always talk about issue of resources, women do not have resources. Let's support them. Let's also campaign on their behalf to ensure that women also have a chance. And as an organization, what we are talking about is developing a holistic gender approach in international and even domestic electoral processes. We want to ensure that women are forever key in this.
Anitika, thank you so much. Maybe just a few words from you, Cliff, as we round up our show. That will be maybe your parting shots to the listeners.
All right.
In a few seconds, please.
Okay. My parting shots is ngatipe vakadzi mukana, ngativhurire vakadzi madoors. Let's give them the opportunity or the support that they request or require so that they meaningfully participate in electoral processes without fear, without kamwe kakufungidzira kekuti vangasangana ne-intimidation or any kind of violence. Let's rally behind our women. Let's give them the opportunity to break the glass ceiling, and timboonawo kuti with women in leadership vari kumberi kwedu zvii zvavanokwanisa kuita tichivabetsera sevarume tiri kuvasure. I think we will be in a better nation. I think Zimbabwe by then Sumuga.
All right, thank you so much, Cliff. Thank you so much, Nozi, for being part of this show. And of course, big thank you to Shiyum Lalele for your contribution. Thank you so much for listening to this show. This is me just hoping Ugote, this discussion was very helpful to you. I would also love to say, Ugote, as a woman, I hope you have been encouraged to take part in electoral processes. And if you're not a woman, I also have been encouraged to encourage another woman, or also to encourage women to take part in these processes. Support them. They need your support, because without your support, really, they cannot do it. This was the Gender Forum brought to you by the Gender and Media Connect Osalegal.
Great music, great company. 98.4 FM Midlands. Great conversations, great music. 98.4 FM Midlands. Turn it up.
All of the blessings fall on my yard. Blessings stay for my yard. And like I die.